Ever felt like the world just crumbled beneath your feet? Like someone you trusted completely just ripped your heart out and stomped on it? Yeah, that's where I was. But guess what? This isn't a story of defeat. And me, Zelda, a hopeless romantic, believing in the good in everyone. I was trusting, maybe a little too trusting, and definitely head over heels for someone I thought was my soulmate. We were inseparable. It was a slow, arduous process, a gradual climb out of the pit of despair. It wasn't easy, it was often painful and confronting, but it was necessary. But forgiving myself for being so trusting, for not seeing the signs, for allowing myself to be hurt, I started taking art classes, something I had always wanted to do but never had the time for. I never knew I was capable of surviving such immense pain, of rebuilding myself from the ashes. I realized that betrayal, while incredibly painful, had actually made me stronger, more resilient, and more compassionate. I'm stronger, wiser, and more resilient than ever before. Don't forget to like this video if you found it inspiring, and subscribe to my channel for more content on healing, empowerment, and living your best life. And share this video with anyone who might need to hear it. Thanks for watching. Betrayal was a painful chapter in my life, but it was also a catalyst for growth and transformation. I learned that I am capable of anything I set my mind to, that I am worthy of love and happiness, and that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope. The city, once a symbol of my shattered dreams, is now a symbol of my resilience, my strength, and my unwavering spirit. I hope my story inspires you to never give up on yourself, to believe in your own inner strength, and to know that even after the most devastating betrayals, you can rebuild yourself stronger and more beautiful than ever before. I learned to trust my intuition, to listen to my inner voice, and to stand up for myself. I learned that I am worthy of love, respect, and happiness. The city, with its towering skyscrapers and unwavering spirit, became a reflection of my own newfound strength. I started mentoring other women who had experienced betrayal, sharing my story and offering support and encouragement. I wanted to help them see that they were not alone, that they could heal and thrive after heartbreak. I volunteered at a local animal shelter, finding joy in helping animals in need. Someone who had been there all along, supporting me from afar. Turns out, while I was blinded by the wrong person, the right one was patiently waiting. We started spending more time together, and I discovered a connection I never saw before. It was a slow burn, a gentle blossoming of love that was based on trust, respect, and genuine affection. This time, I knew I was making the right choice. The city, with its hidden corners and unexpected encounters, had brought us together in the most unexpected way. This wasn't just about romantic love, it was about the power of genuine connection, and the importance of having people in your life who truly see you for who you are. I started traveling, exploring new cultures, and expanding my horizons. I realized that betrayal had actually given me an opportunity to reinvent myself, to create a life that was truly aligned with my values and passions. The city, with its endless opportunities, became my playground, a place where I could explore my creativity and discover new facets of myself. I surrounded myself with positive people, supportive friends, and family who believed in me and encouraged me to pursue my dreams. I realized that holding on to anger and resentment was only hurting me, keeping me trapped in the past. Forgiveness was not about condoning the betrayal, but about releasing myself from its grip. It was about choosing to move forward, to create a future free from bitterness and resentment. The city, with its constant cycle of renewal and rebirth, became a symbol of forgiveness, a reminder that even the most damaged things can be healed and transformed. I started practicing gratitude, focusing on the good things in my life, the things I had to be thankful for. I realized that I had been carrying baggage from past relationships, unresolved traumas that had made me vulnerable to this kind of hurt. I learned to set boundaries, to prioritize my own needs, and to recognize red flags early on. I started practicing self-care, taking time for activities that brought me joy and nourished my soul. I began to see myself not as a victim, but as a survivor, a warrior who had faced immense adversity and emerged stronger on the other side. The city, with its diverse population, became a source of comfort, a reminder that I was not alone in my struggles. The first step was acknowledging the pain, allowing myself to feel it fully without judgment. I cried, I screamed, I raged. I did whatever I needed to release the pent-up emotions. I started journaling, pouring out my thoughts and feelings onto paper, trying to make sense of the chaos swirling inside me. Slowly, I began to see a glimmer of light, a possibility of a future beyond the heartbreak. The city, with its constant movement and resilience, began to inspire me. It was a reminder that life goes on, even after the most devastating storms. I started small, taking walks in the park, listening to music, reconnecting with old friends. Each small step forward was a victory, a testament to my growing strength. We shared dreams, secrets, and what I thought was an unbreakable bond. I envisioned our future together, a perfect tapestry woven with love and laughter. But underneath the surface, things were brewing. Looking back, there were subtle hints, little red flags I chose to ignore because, well, love is blind, right? Or maybe I was just blinded by my own optimism. The city, once a symbol of endless possibilities, soon became a landscape of shattered illusions. It was a brutal awakening, a rude slap in the face that changed everything I thought I knew about relationships and about myself. It started with a simple phone call, an accidental discovery, and then the truth came crashing down like a tidal wave. This is the story of how Zelda, a girl who thought she knew everything about love and loyalty, learned the hard way about betrayal and, more importantly, how to rebuild myself stronger than ever. So buckle up, because this journey is going to be raw, real, and hopefully inspiring. Let's dive in. Okay, so picture this: bustling city streets, the vibrant energy of life all around me. The betrayal was like a physical blow. The air was knocked out of my lungs, and I felt like I was drowning in a sea of despair. It wasn't just the act itself, it was the shattering of trust, the feeling of being completely and utterly fooled. My world turned upside down. The vibrant city I once loved became a cold, unforgiving place, each building a stark reminder of my shattered dreams. Sleep was a distant memory, replaced by endless nights of replaying the events in my head, searching for answers, for explanations, for any way to make sense of the senseless. My heart ached with a pain so intense, I thought it would never go away. I isolated myself, pushing away friends and family, convinced that no one could possibly understand the depth of my hurt. The vulnerability was overwhelming, the feeling of being exposed and raw. This was a low point, a dark abyss where I felt lost and alone. The city lights seemed to mock me, but amidst the darkness, a tiny spark of defiance began to flicker. I refused to let betrayal define me. I refused to become a victim. Therapy became my lifeline. Talking to a professional helped me process the betrayal in a healthy way, understand my own patterns, and develop coping mechanisms. One of the biggest challenges was learning to forgive, not necessarily forgiving the person who betrayed me. As I healed, I began to reconnect with my passions and pursue my dreams with renewed vigor. The most surprising part of my journey was discovering my own inner strength. And here's the shocker. Through all of this, I reconnected with an old friend. So here I am, standing tall in the city that once felt so cold and unforgiving. So, what do you think of my journey? Let me know in the comments below. Have you ever experienced something similar? I'd love to hear your story.